thinking about stopping, weighing up the pros and cons. So when I thought about stopping, one of the first thoughts that went through my mind was, is it just me? A recent Net Mum survey found that 81% of those who drank alcohol drank more than the safe drinking guidelines, saying they did so to wind down from a stressful day. And 86% thought that they should drink less. Alcohol as a way to wind down makes a certain sense, but if it's the only way you know and you are doing it every day, at some point it becomes an addiction. The stats paint a grim picture, one that is wholly at odds with the way the alcohol industry would like us to view its product. So from those statistics, 81% were drinking more than they should do, and 86% thought that they should drink less. That tells me it isn't just me, and it isn't just you. So how does the alcohol industry market to us? Alcohol is glamorized in our society, and it's everywhere. In the late 60s, when the tobacco giant Philip Morris bought the Miller Brewing Company, it brought the same marketing techniques to alcohol as it used for cigarettes. It turned it into a lifestyle choice by sponsoring sports teams and associating itself with an outdoorsy type of health. It learnt how to segment the market, and the wine and spirits industry quickly followed suit. Spirits, for instance, were always seen as the preserve of the older drinker. How could they catch the youngsters? Thus was born the Alco-Pop, known in the industry by the pessimistic title of starter drinks. They're sweet, brightly coloured rum and vodka concoctions in ready-to-drink formats. I have always thought that the Alco-Pop, more than anything, illustrates the cynical and profit-obsessed motives of the drink industry. They are private companies with only one aim in sight: to make more money by getting all of us to drink more. So in the advertisements, people are smiling, always happy, always up. Alcohol adverts never show the reality of drinking the day after or later on in the evening. So questions to ask yourself again about your drinking as you think about stopping. How do I feel about my drinking? What are the good things about drinking for me? Do I see myself as a lifelong drinker? Have I ever thought about stopping drinking? Do I have any concerns about stopping? What do I enjoy about drinking? Is there anything about drinking I don't like? How do I see my life in the future if I decide to continue drinking? What would get in the way of stopping? What would I need to have in place to enable me to stop drinking? How ready do I feel to stop drinking? What are my main reasons for wanting to stop drinking? What do I think my biggest problem will be if I stop drinking? Imagine you have stopped drinking. What would that be like for you? What help would you like from me? Can I give you more information? What will be the benefits to you if you continue to drink? What do I think will be most difficult for me if I decide to stop drinking? And what will be the benefit to you if you decided to stop? So we need to look at staying with the behaviour versus changing your behaviour. Having thought about those questions, and again it would be a good time to pause the presentation and maybe give those questions more thought, and you can find the list of them in the notes for this presentation. And having done that, think about, where does this leave you now, and what do you intend to do now? So if you find yourself defending your drinking or answering these questions with yes, but, then this is ambivalence and resistance talking. And that's okay, I went through that too. However, if you find yourself thinking or using language such as I'd like to, or I want to make the change, this is expressing a desire. If you find yourself saying I could, or I might be able to, this expresses ability. If you find yourself saying I have good reason to make this change, this is expressed reasoning. And this is important to me, or I need to do it, that's expressed need. The strongest predictor of actual behaviour change, though, is commitment talk. If you hear yourself saying things like, I'm going to do it. A good way of looking at this is to use scaling questions. And I've included some scaling questions as part of this. So on a scale of 0 to 10, how important is it for me personally to stop drinking? With 0 being not going to happen and 10 being happy and confident. And again, you can ask the questions in relation to confidence. So if I decide to stop drinking right now, how confident do I feel that I would be successful? And you can see the examples of these on the handouts that are included as part of this module. So what kept me putting it off? These were the thoughts that swirled round in my head when I contemplated stopping. How will I ever relax? How will I manage stress? How will I celebrate? How will I mark the transition from workday to evening, weekday to weekend, parenting to grown-up time? How will I ever survive Christmas and New Year? What about birthdays? What would happen with my family if they're drinkers? What will happen with all of my friends if they're drinkers too? Will I become really boring? Won't I become really serious? How will I talk to people I don't know at a party event without some kind of Dutch courage on board? What will people think of me? Will people stop liking me? Will people stop inviting me round, spending time with me? How will I explain it to people? Will they think I'm an alcoholic? What will I do with all of my time? How will I cut loose, escape from life? And these are all very genuine and valid questions, but I promise you, as we continue to work through this module, we'll find lots of ways to answer those questions so that you feel more able to stop if that's what you want to do.